Hi. We just love you so much. Back from our social studies with Mrs. Jones. So yes, of course, you need to go find your social studies book again. Remember, that's the one with My World on it. And today we're going to do following rules and laws. So that is on page 14. 14 is a 1 and a 4. And check it out, those helpful hints to find them. And I'm checking out all those kids at the bottom. It says brushing their teeth, feeding the dog. Looks like they're doing a little bit of sharing, possibly some drawing, or being a good sport by being kind. But you need page 14 in your social studies book. So I am going to get ready to use it on the table so we can follow along together. Remember, we're going to read together. So we're going to do some shared reading. That means reading together. And we're going to be working on some jobs that they give us. So those tasks, those are kind of like rights that we have to do those. But let me flip you around to the table so you can see my book. You're looking for page 14 if you didn't already get there. Thanks. Yay, it worked again. So let me put that in the middle of the screen for you. Sorry, I'm still learning how to use the camera the right way. This one is called Following Rules and Laws. So this was interesting because, yep, as an adult, I have lots of laws and rules I have to follow. I think especially when we practice our sight words, where we be race car drivers, where we have to remember, buckle up our seatbelt, that's a law. And like driving the speed limit, that's a law for those adults. So let's look at what some rules at home might be. Let's read that top part, which is the title for the entire part of the reading today, where it says follow rules and laws. And remember, we're reading some nonfiction, which is full of facts. Nonfiction features are like, there's always a page number, there's titles, there's subheadings, there's pictures. So let's get reading where it says rules at home. Let's read together. Rules are made to keep us healthy and safe. We brush our teeth, we wash our hands before eating, we pick up toys so no one trips and gets hurt. We do not run up and down the stairs. And if you have, you probably had a little trip like I did, and you don't want that. Now let's look. We had some vocabulary words, but they're not on this page, and that's okay. That means we might find them on the next one. Our job is to circle the main idea about safety rules. Highlight the details. So I want you to think, and I didn't remind you, but hopefully you already know, when we do social studies, we have some colors. So whatever colors you love, I'm going to use my sparkly orange today. It says circle the main idea about safety rules. So rules are there to what? They keep us blank and blank. Let's go back and read. Rules are made to keep us healthy and safe. That's most important. So let's circle those words in line 1. Keep us healthy. Keep us healthy. Let's circle that. And then find that next one that says keep us, we're going to get that safe word, keep us safe. Yeah. Highlight the details. So that would mean, I wonder if there are any more that we might want to talk about that would be a detail. Oh, let me open that up. Yeah, it's kind of big, isn't it? I know. So circle the main idea, check, highlight the details. So what are some ways that you might have kept yourself, or that they told us that we could do that? I'm gonna make that small again. Now that I'm looking at it, it's probably much easier for you to look at it this way. Sorry, thanks for listening to my self-talk. I learned to change some things as I go, which would be like, I gotta be flexible. Sometimes things aren't working. Check it out. So what are those details? By brushing our teeth. You got that. What else do you do? Remember that soap and water? Let's keep reading. It's in the second part. It says wash our hands before eating. And right now, as we should always wash your hands all the thinking time, it's good for you to get rid of those germs. Remember that other one? There's more details in it. Yeah, pick up the toys. Pick up toys. And there's that other one, no running up and down the stairs. So that's the last line. We do not run up and down the stairs. Let's get that whole one. That's kind of a long one, but that's that last part, that whole one. I'll let you catch up for a minute, and then we're going to go to page 15. There, that's much easier to focus on, isn't it? I wonder what the title, that green title, is on this page. Yeah, rules at school. Let's read. Rules at school. I'm going to use my little crayon for my pointer. Rules help us get along. It is important to respect and be nice to others. We take turns and share. We keep our hands to ourselves, and we are good sports. Rules keep things fair, too. Everyone must follow the rules in order for them to work well. Here's our check. Underline a rule that helps you get along with others. So what's one? Oh, you wanted to take turns? Okay, let's look for where we find that. T-8. So we're going to look for a t-t. So it's not in line 1. Let's check line 2. Nope, t-t. Take turns. Yes, it's in line 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's underline it. Take turns. Line 3, find take turns. And if that's hard to underline, feel free to color it because we're using the crayons for that job. All right, let's turn over and keep reading. And I love that we could spot some ways in the photos that they were doing some fun things. Find page 16 where we're going to read about laws and rules in the community. Find those green letters, laws and rules in the community. Oh, good, there's one of those vocabulary words. Here's, oh, yes, I love to ride my bike. Here we go. A community rule is called a law. It is a law that children must go to school so they can learn. Yep, and it's a law, like I know we might not be in school, but we're still learning through the computer. Putting trash where it belongs is a law that keeps our community clean. Wear a seatbelt in a car, it keeps us safe. Wearing a helmet when we ride a bike keeps us safe too. Let's look at the picture. Circle parts that show a safety law. Check their heads. Yes, it's wearing a helmet. Oh goodness, I could just hug them. Kiss your brains, you smart people. Wear that helmet. Okay, now, oh, sorry about that. You can't really see my circles, but I'm sure your crayon is nice and bright. I will go over it again just to be sure. Yep, around that helmet. Good job. Okay, we're gonna keep reading on page 17, and I'm so excited. When I look at this page, I see there's more words that I get to learn. Consequences is this title. A consequence is what happens when we do not follow rules and laws. Drivers can cause accidents if they do not stop at a red light. We can get hurt if we do not wear a seatbelt. Good citizens follow rules and laws. Here's our jobs. And remember, I'm going to write with a pen, but I strongly suggest means like a really, really good idea if you write with a pencil, because you might have an oopsie daisy. I'm writing with pen so you can see it better. If you do not follow the rules, what is the consequence in class? So what might happen if you're like, oh man, I forgot to raise my hand. What would that consequence be? They might ask you what? Like I say this a lot sometimes. I say, please, I might give you a reminder, right? So if you do not follow the rules in class, what's a consequence? You might get a reminder to do it again. Now at home, there might be other things like you could lose, maybe you lose a little bit of TV time. Maybe you lose a little iPad time. Everywhere has different consequences, but this one says particularly in class. So I'm gonna write down, you might, ooh, that's long, you might get a reminder. Here you go. You, capital Y, you, Y-O-U, you. Fingers in, might, might. Oh yeah, this one's tricky, watch. M-I-G-H-T, you might. Fingers in again, get, G-E-T. You might get a, circle with a little tail, you might get a reminder. Mind. Yeah, I have to sound it out nice and slow so I remember how all the sounds go. You might get a reminder. Now, yes, of course, we just said there might be different consequences in different places. Let's try number 5. Why are rules important to follow? Do you remember when we started reading at the very beginning of this? It talked about rules keep us, with that word, oh, why are rules important to follow? They keep us, yes, they keep us safe. They keep us safe. Yep, we're going to whole sentence because first graders are so smart. They, T, capital T, H, F, E, Y, Y. They, finger in for space, keep, K-E-E-P. They keep, fingers in, us, us, us. Then I'm running out of room, so feel free to go to the next line. Safe. S-A-A. And a silent. Yep, they keep us safe. I like being safe. I'm adding an exclamation point rather than a period because I really feel strongly about that. Here's your job to do at home with someone that helped you with your work, or like a Grammy, grandpa, brother, or sister, any nice adult or friend at home. Talk to a partner about a school rule that helps you get along with others. I'm thinking back to that other one we read about, maybe sharing or taking turns. Those are great ideas. So if you're like, but we haven't been able to do a lot of that because we've been learning on the computer, you could also think back to when you were in like kindergarten to answer this one. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Nice job today.